Welcome to Finance with Ava. In this video, I'm going to give you an overview of the top 10 savings accounts ranked by APY annual percentage yield for February 2023. Yes, new month, time for a new list. And let me tell you, the list did change from last month. We have a new number one and some rearranging in the top 10 and everything because some of these accounts have raised their APY, the annual percentage yield, and some of them have remained the same. So, you have some dropping out of the list, some adding to the list. But first, before we jump into the list, we're going to go over the requirements that I have to make my list right here. And now the first requirement, which is the most important to me, is that the account has to be FDIC insured. And FDIC stands for Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which is an independent U.S. government agency that protects monetary deposit accounts. And so what that is basically is that the money you have in these banks and these financial institutions are protected up to a certain amount. Usually it's $250,000. However, some financial institutions protect more than that, like $1 million or $2 million. And so what they do is they spread your cash deposits into different banks, and that's how they get more than that $250,000 protection for you, up to $1 million, $2 million sometimes. And there's some accounts in this list that have that, and I'll go over those when we get to those certain accounts right there. So the next requirement is that none of these accounts have a monthly maintenance fee. So there's no $4.95, $5, $3, or anything attached to these accounts where you have to pay a certain amount or basically have it taken from your balance to have an account with these financial institutions and with these banks. No monthly maintenance fees. And then next up, the APY, the annual percentage yield, is variable and subject to change because these accounts are not fixed yields. If you want a fixed APY, then it'll be better to do a certificate of deposit. And I have videos on those kind of accounts and everything, and I do those monthly as well. But for these accounts, where I have these savings accounts, the APY is variable, which means it is subject to change. It's not fixed. And typically right now, the trajectory that these savings accounts are on is that it's been raising every month or every 2 months. These accounts have been raising their APY and their interest rates. So the APY that you see right here on this video today is what it would be like as of now. This is a couple days ago for some of these. Some of these may have already raised their rate by the time this video uploads, because I've had that happen before, like the next day, and one of these accounts raised their APY, and I have to kind of, sometimes I'll put it in the comments, hey, so-and-so raised their APY to this, so they would be numbered this on the list now. But so these APYs are variable, so it's not really like you're locking in this APY. You'll get whatever APY the account is at. So right now, for instance, if you open an account with one of these that has a 4% APY, well, your money will be making that 4% APY, that annual percentage yield, and the interest rate is usually a little bit lower than that, like 3.9 or something like that. So for example, if the account raises the APY next month, next week, tomorrow, or anything like that, you'll be obtaining that new APY for the money in your account. However, on the other spectrum is that if they lower the APY, then you'll be getting that lower APY on your money in the account. And so that is just what I wanted to let you know. The APY is variable and subject to change. However, the trajectory has been on is that either these accounts have been staying the same high APY for these high yield savings accounts, or they've been increasing the APY. And so the next requirement is that for these accounts, there are no monthly minimum balance required to avoid fees, because you do have accounts out there that have a certain minimum, like you have to have at least $100 or $1,000 in the account at all times, or else you will get that monthly maintenance fee or some kind of fee attached to your account. With these accounts right here, there is no monthly minimum balance required to avoid fees. And next up, this isn't necessarily a requirement, but this is something I wanted to notate for these accounts, is that some of these do have an initial deposit required to start these accounts. And this really isn't tied to that no monthly minimum balance, because for these accounts, they're saying that there's an initial deposit required for some of these accounts, and some of them don't have one at all. Some of them like $100, $1,000. And when we get to those specific accounts, I'll let you know what that initial deposit requirement is right there. Just want to notate that, because not all of these have just no initial deposit requirement. There are some that do have an initial deposit requirement. Next up right here, the APY is applied to the entire balance, because for some accounts out there, you have where they have a tiered kind of structure where you get a certain APY depending on how much you have in your account. However, for all of these accounts, no matter how much you have in your balance, you will obtain the APY that is listed. Now, some of these accounts do have tiers. They'll say like in the fine print and everything, but as of now, the APY is applying to all of those tiers. Now, that is subject to change, just like the APY is variable. They could change that. Like, okay, now if you have over $50,000 in your account, you get this APY. As of now, no matter what you have from 0 to 2 million, 3 million, whatever you have, the APY is applied to your entire balance, even though some of them do have tiers, and that's in the fine print. But right now, the APY is applied to the entire balance. But without further ado, let's jump into the top 10 savings accounts ranked by APY for February 2023. On the list, tied at number 10, we have SoFi savings account at 3.75% APY. Now, SoFi members with direct deposit can earn up to that 3.75% APY on savings balances and 2.50% APY on checking balances, because with SoFi, when you open up a savings account, you also get a checking account. Now, you don't necessarily have to use that checking account. You could just use SoFi for the savings account, or just use them for the checking account, or use both. They work very well together and intertwine. Moving money back and forth happens pretty much instantaneously. And I personally use SoFi, and I've really been enjoying it for the past couple of years that I've been using it. I use it for a savings account and a checking account, and I definitely have my referral link down in the description right now. If you open an account and fund it with at least $10 within the first few days, you'll get a cash bonus, and I'll get a cash bonus in your account. So definitely check that out. So for that right there, there is a minimum deposit required right there to get that $10 right there, but overall for this account right here, there is no minimum deposit required to open up this savings account with SoFi. And also back to earning that 3.75%, you have to have direct deposit in your account to get that 3.75%, because if not, members without direct deposit will earn a 1.20% APY on all account balances in the checking and savings accounts. And so there's no minimum direct deposit amount required to qualify for that 3.75% APY for savings and 2.50% for the checking balance. You just need to have direct deposit linked to your account in some way. And now how I do it, I don't direct deposit my whole check every 2 weeks where I get paid to my SoFi account, but I do a percentage of it, and that makes me eligible to get that higher APY at 3.75% currently, and it works very well. And now SoFi is short for social finance, which was founded in 2011 by 4 students who met at the Stanford Graduate School of Business. Their headquarters is in San Francisco, California. Next up on the list, tied at number 10 as well, is the PayPal savings account at 3.75% APY. Now, for this savings account with PayPal, the banking services and FDIC insurance is provided by Synchrony Bank. And PayPal Holdings is an American multinational financial technology company that operates an online payment system in a majority of countries that support online money transfers, which serves as an electronic alternative to traditional paper methods such as checks and money orders. The company was established in 1998 as Confinity. In March 2000, Confinity merged with X.com, an online financial services company that was founded in March 1999. PayPal then went public through an IPO in 2002. Later that year, it became a wholly owned subsidiary of eBay. In 2015, eBay spun off PayPal to its shareholders, and PayPal became an independent company again. PayPal is headquartered in San Jose, California. You may have heard Elon Musk's name associated with PayPal, and how that happened basically is with X.com, because that was Elon Musk's company right there, and that's how you may have heard like, oh, PayPal, Elon Musk, or some kind of link right there from that. So a little history right there on PayPal. And next up on the list, tied at number 10 as well, is the Synchrony High Yield Savings at 3.75% APY. Synchrony Financials is a consumer financial services company. Synchrony has roots that go back to 1932 when GE Capital Retail Bank was started. In 2014, GE eventually spun off the portion of its GE Capital business dedicated to retail credit cards and indicated that the new company would be called Synchrony Financial. Their headquarters is in Stamford, Connecticut. And next on the list, we have a couple tied at number 9 right here. First up, we have Lending Club with their high yield savings at 4% APY. There is a minimum $100 initial deposit required to open this account. Lending Club was founded in 2006. It was the first peer-to-peer lender to register its offerings as securities with the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, and to offer loan trading on a secondary market. Their headquarters is in San Francisco, California. Coming in also tied at number 9 is the Betterment Cash Reserve account with a 4% APY. There is a minimum $10 initial deposit required to open this account. And with the Cash Reserve account, clients' funds are deposited into one or more banks known as program banks, where the funds earn the variable interest rate and are eligible for the FDIC insurance up to $1 million. And this is what I was mentioning earlier in the video, where some of these accounts have the ability to insure your money over that $250,000 normal amount right there, up to $1 million. And this is how they do it, is that spreading around your money to different banks right there. And they call them program banks right here with Betterment in their cash reserve account. I like to give a little background on these banks and financial institutions. That way you kind of know how long they've been around, where they're started at, where the headquarters is at, different things like that. Because some of these accounts, when I was researching them, now I'm familiar with pretty much every accounts because I've been doing these videos monthly. But sometimes, I'll get a new kind of bank or a financial institution that I'm not that familiar with. I know many of you may feel the same way, like, oh, I've never heard of that. When did they start? Where are they from? Something like that. So I'll give a little information here on each of the accounts. And Betterment is an American financial advisory company which provides digital investment and cash management services. Betterment was founded in 2008 in New York City by John Stein, a Columbia Business School MBA graduate, and Eli Broverman, a lawyer out of NYU School of Law. Betterment headquarters is in New York, New York. Next on the list, tied at number 9, is the Valley Online Savings at 4% APY. There is a minimum $1 initial deposit required to open this account. Valley National Bank Corp., doing business as Valley Bank, is a regional bank holding company headquartered in Wayne, New Jersey. Valley Bank was founded in 1927 as a Passaic Park Trust Company. The company has grown through numerous acquisitions in northern and central New Jersey and has become one of the largest commercial banks headquartered in New Jersey. Next up on the list, tied at number 9, is the Bread Financial High Yield Savings at 4% APY. There is a minimum $100 initial deposit required to open this account. Bread Financial is a financial services company offering simple, personalized payment, lending, and saving solutions. Bread Financials was formerly known as Alliance Data, which was formed by a combination of JCPenney's credit card processing unit and the Limited's credit card bank business. Alliance Data changed its name to Bread Financial Holdings in March 2022. Bread Savings is a product of the Community Capital Bank. It was founded in 1996 with the headquarters in Columbus, Ohio. Next on the list, tied at number 9 as well, is the PNC High Yield Savings at 4% APY. Now, this account right here is only available in eligible markets, and PNC Bank is a banking portion of PNC Financials, and it's the 10th largest bank in the United States by total assets. The founding of PNC Financial Services can be traced to the Pittsburgh Trust and Savings Company, which was founded in Pittsburgh on April 10, 1845. PNC is headquartered in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And now at number 8, we have some ties here as well. First up, we have Wealthfront with the cash account at 4.05% APY. There's up to $2 million in FDIC insurance through the partner banks with this cash account. Wealthfront is an automated investment service firm that was founded in 2008 by Andy Ratcliffe and Dan Carroll. In February 2019, Wealthfront introduced a cash account savings account which has an interest rate that tracks the federal funds rate. Wealthfront is able to offer up to $2 million in FDIC insurance because it deposits its clients' cash account funds in a network of partner banks including Citibank, HSBC, and Wells Fargo. Their headquarters is in Palo Alto, California. And that's what I was mentioning in the earlier part of the video as well, how some of these accounts, they spread around your money to different banks to provide more than that standard $250,000 FDIC insurance. And that's how Wealthfront does theirs right there. And next, tied at number 8 as well, is the CIT Bank Savings Connect account at 4.05% APY. There's a minimum $100 initial deposit required to open this account. CIT was founded in 1908 in St. Louis, Missouri. CIT stands for Commercial Investment Trust. After various ventures of acquisitions, being sold, and bankruptcy, CIT was acquired by First Citizens Bank shares in January 2022. CIT headquarters is in New York, New York. Also tied at number 8 is the My Banking Direct High Yield Savings at 4.05% APY. There is a minimum $500 initial deposit required to open this account. My Banking Direct is a service of Flagstar Bank. New York Community Bank Corp is the parent company of Flagstar Bank, which is one of the largest regional banks in the country. The company is headquartered in Hicksville, New York, with the regional headquarters in Troy, Michigan. New York Community Bank Corp was founded in 1859 as the Queens County Savings Bank. It was the first savings bank chartered by the state of New York in the New York City borough of Queens. Next up on the list at number Salem. Next up on the list at number 7 is the Salem 5 E1 savings account at 4.10% APY. There is a minimum of $10 initial deposit required to open this account, and Salem 5 states that they reserve the right to transfer balances over $1 million to a statement savings account, which currently earns an APY of 0.01%. So that is something to watch out right there. That's not saying necessarily they will do that. If you go over $1 million, it just says they have the right to. So that's something just to keep in mind. If you have over $1 million in this account, you may want to check on it to make sure your account's actually earning that 4.10% APY. Salem 5 is a traditional American mutual savings bank founded in 1855. The bank provides financial services including private banking, checking, deposit, and savings accounts. In addition, Salem 5 Bank also oversees mortgages, HELOCs, insurance, and commercial lending such as aviation and construction loans. Next up on the list, we have the VO Bank Cornerstone Money Market Savings Account at 4.17% APY. There is a minimum $100 initial deposit required to open this account. VO Bank is the online bank division of MidFirst Bank, which is one of the largest privately held banks in the United States. MidFirst Bank was established in 1911 and is headquartered in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And now we're at number 5. We have some ties here as well. First up here, we have the First Foundation Bank online savings account at 4.20% APY. There is a minimum $1,000 initial deposit required to open this account. First Foundation Bank was founded in 2007. It was originally started to serve the clients of First Foundation Wealth Advisory business. First Foundation provides banking, financial planning, investment management, trust services, estate, and legacy planning. Their headquarters is in Irvine, California. And also tied at number 5 is the BMO Harris Bank online savings account at 4.20% APY. There is a minimum $1,000 initial deposit required to open this account. And BMO Harris Bank is an independent subsidiary of the multinational investment bank and financial services company Bank of Montreal, commonly known as BMO, which owns BMO Harris Bank through the holding company BMO Financial Corporation. Harris Bank was originally founded in 1882 by Norman Waite Harris as N.W. Harris and Company. After they merged with the Chicago National Bank in 1960, they restructured as Harris Bank in 1972, and Bank of Montreal acquired them in 1984. BMO Harris Bank headquarters is in Chicago, Illinois. And at number 4, we have the Basque Bank Interest Savings Account at 4.25% APY. Now, something that I noted on this account when I was doing my research is that it states that if this account remains unfunded for 15 business days, they reserve the right to close it. That's not saying necessarily that they will close it if it's unfunded for those 15 business days. It's just saying they have the right to. And Basque Bank is an online bank that offers one savings account that earns interest and another that earns American airline miles. Basque Bank is a division of Texas Capital Bank, which was founded in 1998, and their headquarters is in Dallas, Texas. Next up on the list at number 3, we have the Popular Direct High Rise Savings Account at 4.26% APY. There is a minimum $5,000 initial deposit required to open this account, and Popular Direct was launched in 2016 as an online-only bank as a subsidiary of Popular Bank. Popular Incorporated was founded in 1893 and does business as Banco Popular in Puerto Rico and Virgin Islands and Popular Bank in the United States. Popular headquarters is in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Number 2 on the list is the My Savings Direct High Interest Savings Account at 4.35% APY. My Savings Direct is an online banking division of Immigrant Bank. Immigrant Bank was founded by Irish immigrants as a mutual savings bank in 1850. By the 1920s, it had grown to become the largest savings bank in the nation during that time. Their headquarters is in New York, New York. And number 1 on the list, we have the Primus Savings Account with Primus at 5.03% APY. And I do want to thank one of the viewers on my previous video in the January 2023 Top 10 Savings Accounts because they left a comment about this account with Primus Savings having this 5.03% APY right there. And I had never heard of this financial institution before. A little shocked when I saw that comment. I was like, whoa, really? Primus? I was like, I never heard of that. Primus. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. But Primus Savings right here has a 5.03% APY. So I do want to thank the viewer that commented on that right there. And definitely leave a note down in the comments if you know of another account that has a high yield or something changed with the minimum deposit required amount or something like that, because these things do change throughout the month right there. So I do try to keep these videos up to date with the APY and the minimum deposit requirement amounts. And there is a minimum $1 initial deposit required to open this account. Primus Financial is headquartered in McLean, Virginia, and is the holding company for Primus Bank, which is a state-chartered bank headquartered in Glen Allen, Virginia. Primus Bank has 34 full-service branches in Virginia and Maryland, and also operates online through internet and mobile applications. Southern National Bancorp of Virginia and its Sona Bank subsidiary changed its corporate name to Primus Financial Corp. And Primus Bank, which was founded in 2005. And that is it with the top 10 savings accounts ranked by APY for February 2023. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Take care.